Hello, so here we are with a question on inequalities and modulus. That's taken from the official guide 2020 and it's a question on data sufficiency. Okay, so the question says Q, S, and T are all different numbers. The question is Q less than S less than T? And the two statements are first one, T minus Q is equal to absolute value or modulus of T minus S plus mod of S minus Q. And the second statement is T is greater than Q. Right. So now let's start with the first statement, statement one, and I'm going to solve this in two different ways. Now, those of you understand the basic definition of modulus, right? So mod x is equal to x if x is greater than or equal to 0, and mod x equals negative x if x is negative, right? For example, mod of 2 is 2. Why? Because 2 is positive. Mod of negative 2 is negative of negative 2, which is positive 2, because it is negative, so we have to do negative x. So that's the basic idea of modulus. Now, let us just use this logic and try to answer the question that we have. So, you see the right hand side of the first statement, you have t minus s, okay, plus s minus q, both being mods. Now, it is so simple to observe that had the mods not been there, they would have just cancelled out and you would have got t minus q, which is what the left hand side says. Now, if I was supposed to do that, that means I am saying that this mod of t minus s is just t minus s. That means there is no change in sign. So that means mod of x just remains x. That is if x is positive, right? Or 0. That means t minus s is greater than or equal to 0. But we all know that they are all different numbers, isn't it? So equal to 0 case is not possible. So strictly greater than 0. That means t is greater than s. Similarly, when I'm writing this to be s minus q, that also means that s minus q is also greater than 0. That means s is greater than q. So combining these two, clearly we have the answer t is greater than s greater than q. So one is clearly sufficient, right? So this is pure observation, okay? They're not solving anything much, just using the basic definition of modulus. So if you are clear with this, then this should be like very fast. Now, if you look at the second statement, clearly t greater than q, so that's okay, but where is s, right? So I need to check this, t is greater than q, s could be in front, so it could be s greater than t greater than q, I don't know. It could be s at the back, so t greater than q greater than s, no idea. So clearly 2 is not sufficient, so the answer is A. So this is one approach, okay, one of the ways of solving this question, answer being option A. Now let's look at a second method of doing this, okay. So in the second way, what we do is, so look at statement 1 again. We are saying the sum of these two modulus values, right? And note that they are all different numbers, so these are not 0, right? So two positive quantities is equal to this third positive quantity here. I mean, obviously two positives cannot add up to a negative or become 0, right? So two positives must add up to a positive. Clearly then this is positive, implying t greater than q. So the fact that t is greater than q is already implied in statement 1. So it's time to straight away ignore statement 2. It's obvious, right? So statement 2 is just a part of statement 1. So by itself statement 2 won't be sufficient. So we can just ignore. Now, if I look at the first statement again, and we know that t is greater than q, so let us plug in the numbers q and t on the number line, t being greater than q. And now look at positions of s. S could be here or here or here, right? So now if let's start with the first possibility that s is somewhere here. Now what does modulus mean? So mod of t minus s, if I'm looking at on the number line perspective, it basically means the distance is always a positive quantity. So the distance between the terms t and s, it could be on either side, like s could be in front and t at the back, or it could be the other way around. That's not important, but it is the distance, the length of the line between those 2 points. So that's what it means. So if I check the first statement, mod of t minus s, you're talking of this distance, plus s minus q, you're talking of this distance. Sum of two distances they are saying is t minus q. T being greater than q, it is this distance. Clearly not possible. This plus this cannot be this, right? Obviously. So that's not a solution. That means s is not in the beginning. So move on. Let's say s is here. Okay, if this is s, then again t minus s is this distance because there is a modulus. Okay, so this distance s minus q is this distance. Sum of these two distances is t minus q, this distance. Again, obviously not possible, right? It's the sum of two big things. I mean, okay, I mean one of them being bigger and you are adding another positive quantity cannot become a smaller, right? Now if I just check once with s somewhere in between, does not have to be centrally located, anywhere in between, then s minus t minus s modulus is this distance, s minus q modulus is this distance, and their sum is correctly t minus q, because obviously two parts make up the whole, right? Satisfies. Clearly s must be somewhere in between. That means t is greater than s and s is greater than q. So that's what we were searching for, right? So 1 is sufficient. Clearly we know 2 isn't, and hence the answer is again A. So I hope this was clear. No need to plug in values here. As a thumb rule, remember, whenever you have too many variables, like here you have 3 variables and their positions are like all over, right? I mean, can be anywhere. It's always lengthy to plug in values and check solutions. It's better to use logic or reasoning to get to the answer. Thanks for watching.